Long ago, before the world was tamed by men, gods and dragons walked the earth. Bound by an ancient accord, gods ruled the heavens, and dragons guarded the land. But one dragon defied this law. Velith, the dragon duke, has once beloved among his kin. Yet, unlike other dragons, who found solace in the mountains and seas, he longed for the sky. Each night, he soared higher than any dragon before him, chasing the silver glow of the heavens. He wished to touch the unknown, to dance among the stars. The gods saw his longing as rebellion. Enraged, they cursed him. They shackled his mighty wings with an unbreakable spell. No longer could he fly beneath the open sky, nor reach the heavens where his heart belonged. His rage burned the earth. His sorrow became storms. And so, the gods banished him to the valley of Nyx, a forsaken land where the stars dared not shine, and the moonlight never touched the earth. For centuries, he remained there alone. Until one night, a goddess fell from the sky. It happened beneath the glow of a rare blood moon. A silver light streaked across the sky, crashing into the dark valley, shattering its endless gloom. She was Lysera, the moon goddess of healing. But she did not arrive in splendor. Her robes were torn, her silver hair tangled with stardust, and her celestial wings broken. She had been cast down from the heavens. Her crime? She had tried to heal a dying mortal, a prince fated to perish. The gods had no tolerance for defying fate. And so, she was exiled, just as Velith had been. Wounded and trembling, she did not notice the golden eyes watching her from the shadows. Velith, drawn by her light, emerged from the darkness. She should have been afraid. But instead, she whispered,
"You are hurting too."
And for the first time in centuries, Velith did not feel alone. Their bond was not forged in an instant. Velith was distant. His words were cold, his presence a storm of untamed sorrow. But Lysera, though weary, did not surrender to despair. She walked through the valley, humming forgotten hymns to the earth. With every note, flowers began to bloom where there had been only dust. At night, Velith watched her from afar. During the day, she followed him. She asked questions no one had dared to ask Himenians.
Do you still dream of flying? Does your fire still burn when you sleep? Would you leave this place, if you could?
He never answered. But he never left her side. One evening, she stood beneath the hollow sky, her silver eyes reflecting a light that was not there.
I miss the stars, do you?
Velith hesitated. The truth was lodged deep in his chest, wrapped in chains older than his exile. Instead of answering, he stepped beside her. When she shivered from the cold, he curled his tail around her without a word. Lysera's presence began to change Velith. But as warmth returned to his heart, the truth of his curse was revealed. The shackles upon his wings were bound by divine law. If Lysera healed him, she would take on his burden. She would be the one cursed to remain in the valley for eternity.
Nuu, do not even think of freeing me. Not at the cost of your freedom. Never.
But Lysera, with eyes like the silver moon, only smiled. Velith's silent world shattered. He had once longed for nothing but freedom. Now, he feared it. Not for himself but for her. Lysera had once searched for purpose. She had found it in exile. In a dragon who had forgotten how to hope. Then came the night the gods sent an emissary. A celestial being clad in light, descending from the sky.
Your exile is lifted. Return to the heavens, and you shall be restored as the moon goddess.
Velith said nothing. But his silence was heavy with unspoken words. Lysera stepped forward, gazing upon the emissary with quiet resolve.
And if I refuse?
Then you shall remain here, bound by his curse. A goddess no longer. Your power will fade. You will become mortal.
Velith turned to her then. His golden eyes pleaded for the first time.
Go, you are a goddess. This is not your place. Do not throw away your eternity for me.
Lysera, smiling even as tears glistened in her eyes, lifted her hands. She placed them upon his broken wings.
Then let me share your eternity instead.
In that moment, the heavens trembled. The curse, once thought eternal, shattered beneath the weight of something greater than divine law, love chosen freely. Valeth's wings ignited in golden flame. No longer shackled but reborn. And Lysera, no longer a goddess, stood before him as a mortal woman. Her celestial glow faded, but her heart burned brighter than ever. With one final glance at the sky she once called home, she whispered,
I have found my place.
And as Veleth gathered her into his arms, soaring into the sky for the first time in centuries, the Valley of Nyx was no longer a land of exile. It became a land of legend. A kingdom born not of gods, nor of dragons, but of two souls who defied fate itself. Even now, on clear nights, when the moonlight is soft and golden, one might see the shadow of a great dragon soaring through the sky, never alone. For beside him flies a woman with silver hair, her laughter carried by the wind. A goddess no longer. A queen forever.